And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 65.9 kilograms and trains under Joe Lopez out of Freestyle Fight Gym, boasting a professional record of 4 wins, 1 loss, fighting out of Windang, Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Sebastian Szalay! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 65.9 kilograms and trains under Ramel Luistro out of Luistro Combat Academy, boasting an undefeated professional record of 8 wins, 0 losses, fighting out of Perth, Australia. Make some noise for White Chocolate, Daniel Jones! And when our action begins, our referee in charge, Nathan Pintabonner.
Second assignment on the main card for Nathan Pintabonner. Final instructions. Love the nickname White Chocolate. I believe that that his corner wanted him to change it a while ago, but something that he liked about it, and he said, no, I'm sticking with it. So big hand for White Chocolate.
Yeah, look, it's not everybody's favourite. Don't mind myself a piece of white chocolate. And the HBF Stadium's about to get theirs tonight, as Dan Jones does just that. He steps to the centre of the octagon. I feel like that is the key. I feel he may also have a bit of a speed disadvantage against the karate fighter, so we'll need to step in and press the action.
This matchup presented by Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey.
We can see already Szalay coming with that karate blitz. They're really hard to deal with, the rhythm and the timing of karate fighters. Their stance, their ability to kind of float in and out of range is hard to accommodate for. Even for someone who's had, has gone 8-0 as a pro, 14-0 all up, and then with the boxing experience too, it's a hard problem for him to solve also.
It certainly is, and this was what intrigued us about this fight, Bones, is that the fact that that Jones hadn't been in the ring for a long time. It's not since 2019 in Shanghai. I was there for that fight and put on a good performance when he won, obviously. But Joe Davis, is who Szalay beat at Eternal 78 just in September. Oh, good flurry there by Szalay.
And you see the speed there of Szalay as he steps in. He's so fast and is able to rattle off, 10, 15 punches in about a millisecond. He's so quick. And that's the problem Dan Jones has to solve. Well, let's flip it over on its head. No one yet has figured out the puzzle that is Dan Jones. He is a riddle to be solved. This hot young prospect, Szalay, he's got the whole town talking, and he is well and truly on the name, the black books of the featherweight division. Steps in and lands a good right hook on the blitz, Brett.
Yeah, nice speed by Szalay. And again, interesting. It's good to see Daniel Jones back at Eternal MMA, and his twin brother Luke actually fights at Eternal 81 next week. So you won't be seeing double. He won't be backing it up, but they'd look exactly the same. Trust me.
Yeah, and if you're out in the Gold Coast, if you're out in Queensland, make sure you get down to Eternal 81. Man, that's looking like a great card.
Great way to finish off the year for Eternal MMA, which has been a huge successful year for the promotions. Why they're Australia's best MMA promotion. Showing it today with a sold-out crowd here at HBS Stadium in Perth, Australia. I hope you're enjoying our action on UFC Fight Pass.
Szalay not content to sit in front of Dan Jones, and I think that's a good idea. He's circling off, trying to find himself a little bit of space to breathe and a space to work.
Oh, nice kick, but has slip on the way down in that southpaw stance. Szalay switching stances nicely.
Yeah. Dan Jones kicking the legs of Szalay. That's a good way to slow down the lateral movement of a fighter. He'll be potentially looking to time the blitz of Szalay, who gets his own double underhooks.
Yeah, picks him up for a second, but nice defense there by Jones. He's trying to force Szalay against the cage to try and get a takedown.
Yeah, now's our opportunity, Brett. See the strength and the wrestling of Dan Jones. Been missing out of the octagon for 4 years now. He's had a good 3.5 minutes to get his head back in the octagon. Against Szalay, who's been active recently. Step up, traditional karate kick there off the left. Dan Jones patient, stalking. Szalay resets. back to his left. He's able to fight out of both stances comfortably, which allows him the ability to move laterally quite comfortably.
Punch there thrown by Jones, but again, nice head movement by Szalay, who's forces Jones, well, was about to force him up against the cage, but nice punch on the exit there by Szalay.
Yeah,
back in the southpaw stance, back in orthodox.
Keep going. started with the uppercut, and then he tagged him with a couple punches upstairs. Good work on the inside from Szalay.
I'm liking the speed of Szalay as well. He's got some good movement. It shows he's been active as well.
Yeah, super quick. You know, used to run a karate gym with his family. Now he's doing this full time. So this is full-time, dedicated professional, and he's up there in freestyle at one of the best camps in the country, the most accomplished camps. Friends of the Eternal promotion. Just reaching up, measuring Szalay. Traditional karate base. Look, we've seen some really great karate fighters at the highest level. Lyoto Machida, Stephen Boy Wonder Thompson, also a kickboxer as well. When it's done well, when it's transitioned to MMA, it's incredibly effective and a hard problem to solve.
Cool, closing stages of round number one. A few punches.
Brett, the crowd is well and truly filled the HBF Stadium here in Perth.
Sold out. Set a gate record as well, so how good is that? So MMA is alive and well in Australia, that's for sure, especially Perth.
Unbelievable. And we have two of the best featherweights to do it here in Australia, going head-to-head. The returning, undefeated X-Factor phenom, Dan Jones.
Against Seb Szalay looking to take his eye away.
Oh, mate, he's looking to remove his head. He's quick, this boy, and he's in and he's out. And then when Dan goes to reply, he's just gone. Touching, measuring, always in and out of stances, and comfortable to play almost a neutral stance at times is Szalay. If he doesn't get the look he likes, Brett, he just resets the position back somewhere else.
I think that Szalay is getting Jones frustrated as well. You can see that Jones is really pushing to try and walk him down, but I think that the foot movement in Szalay is getting Jones a bit frustrated here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a frustrating thing. Oh, Dan.
He's even been getting him on the counter.
Dan Jones will have an idea of what he wants to do, but when he actually manages to pin down Szalay, when he follows him and traps him, Szalay just steps in, rattles a couple off, and then resets again. Look how fast he is. Cuts a beautiful angle to his right. Unusual footwork, the karate footwork, and so effective.
And he's switching stances nicely as well. He's back into southpaw, as you said. He's gone back into orthodox, so he's sort of keeping Jones guessing.
I feel like we're going to see wrestling again here from Dan Jones. I think he needs to switch it up a little bit.
Oh, he has to.
Just it's the speed discrepancy. Like, Dan's got power, absolutely, but when he gets close, he's just not able to get his away, and then Salay's gone. I feel he'll try and trap him here on the cage, might touch up top, and then he'll shoot in on the legs.
Jones does have the power to change things up, but again, Szalay has been very hard to hit.
Incredibly hard to hit. He's like a ghost in there tonight. Halloween just around the corner. He'll just dress up as himself, Brett.
Perfect timing.
Measuring with the hand. Good leg kick there from Jones. That's a good way to counter the lateral stance, the lateral base of the karate fighter while he's in orthodox. And again there from Dan, I'm not sure if we quite appreciated how hard that low kick was. And again, then he's going below the knee now. So these low kicks from Dan starting to have a little bit of an effect on Szalay. Can he slow the movement down, Dan Jones?
Ooh, that's a nice punch there by Jones, so he needs more of that. But Szalay's still moving well, but as you said, Bones, it's going to keep adding up if he keeps on landing. But I do like the way that Szalay is switching stances.
Yeah, I think he's going to need to. Like Dan Jones is waiting till he switches orthodox, and then he's letting that kick rip. May use that to shift his own stance forward and set up a takedown. We will see. It's only 2 minutes left now in round number 2.
Yeah, it's gone along quite nicely, quite quick.
Just
so no takedown attempts so far in round number 2 for Jones.
He just hasn't quite found him in the right position yet to.
Yeah, he hasn't stood still for him, has he?
That's it.
And he hasn't been there. It's like another wild punch thrown that missed by a long way.
Yeah, Szalay doing such a wonderful job of adapting his karate background to this MMA fight. It's a pleasure to watch. Dan Jones continues to press forward. It's like a computer, his head just doing the calculations, trying to figure out where the opportunity lies. Where's the percentage? Ooh. Oh, and he almost finds him on the inside with the right hand, but Szalay so quick. Has the leg now, Dan Jones, engaged in the clinch. Oh, good
nice
left hook over the top.
Jones.
Spins Szalay around.
Exactly, so he needs more of that. But yeah, we sort of suspected that Szalay would be throwing a bit of a flurry and getting out there, so he is wary of the power on Jones.
This is a close round, Brett, I feel. The leg kicks early from Jones and a couple big shots against you'd feel like the volume of strikes would go the way of Szalay.
Yeah, definitely volume on the side of Szalay, but the Jones is catching up as far as the quality it's landed, and we'll see whether if it gets that far. We've still got just over a round to go, closing stages. That was nice couple of punches landed by Szalay.
Yeah, and that's a big moment as we close out round number 2. That's big there
Lasting
from Szalay.
impression.
Lasting impression, potentially close the gap. Swing and a miss from Dan Jones.
Nathan Pintabotto ready to jump in and see if there was another punch landed after the bell.
It is, and I wonder if the red corner will pick up on this, is that his hips are square on. Perhaps if Dan Jones can duck under that little blitz and collect the hits, he can find him on the mat.
Third and final round underway. And again, for a short camp for Szalay, he said he was ready, and he's showing it tonight because his cardio is very strong.
Yeah, doing this full time, I'd imagine. Those guys up there in freestyle, they train like they're fighting next week. Yeah, he's looking the goods, absolutely. And Dan Jones, 4 years out of the octagon, has got a man in front of him that is standing up to the test. Looks to offset him. Now up in the grapple. Dan Jones might look, he's got double overhooks. Well done, Szalay. Doing well to negate this position. He might look to create space here and strike, as he does. Oh, just ducks under the swinging left hand from Dan Jones, and the boys find them back in open space, Brett.
Absolutely. So back in the centre now. It's probably where Jones wants it, but he's just struggling to find his opening against what has been an elusive Sebastian Szalay.
Featherweights all over the country will be watching this intently.
Stacked division as well at Eternal.
Absolutely.
Oh, uppercut there, attempt by Jones.
Yeah, good right hand over the top from Szalay.
That on the counter.
That moved the head. That broke the posture of Dan Jones. Dan Jones, a little bit more urgency in his feet.
You can tell probably from the advice from the corner would probably say, yep, you need to step it up now.
You feel like he needs a big moment here with 3 minutes 30 left in the third round. The undefeated prospect returning back to the octagon tonight.
See that? Jones switched stances for the first time in the fight just a moment ago. He's done it again.
Well, it's a great way to cut somebody off. So if you can fight out of, both stances, you can cut the cage.
So in and out there from Szalay. Jones tries to catch the foot of Szalay, but easy exit. But you can see Szalay happy to keep moving around.
Yeah, and just layering in some feints too there to freeze down for a moment, to allow him to create space. And then if he does feel shut down, if he hasn't got space, closes to the clinch, lets a couple punches go. Beautiful ring control and IQ from Szalay.
It's one of those fights, again, Jones is the one that's been pushing forward a lot. I think the volume has come from Szalay, but never know what the judges like to see. We saw a split decision, for example, on the prelim portion of the card.
Dan Jones again ends up chest to chest, but Szalay doing a really good job to pummel for underhooks. Dan Jones gallops in now, a little bit more urgency. So half a round to go, Brett, in this round number 3.
Yep, it's going to be all on. I think that Jones is going to go after it.
Double underhooks now from Szalay, exposes
nice
the
work.
back. What will he do here? This is an interesting decision that Szalay has to make. Will he try and attack, or will he just go back to where he's had so much success, which is the middle of the octagon?
Yeah. So had a little bit of control, but up against the cage. But yeah, I didn't expect it to last too long. Jones is still very strong, whatever part of the fight we're at.
Also good maturity from Szalay. Like you get into
clever.
that position as someone who trains, you get to the back, you're like, oh, beauty, I'm here.
Fight IQ.
Yeah, fight IQ. And with his expert corner and his ear as well.
A fight that's taken part majority on the feet, and both guys in good condition and don't look to be tiring.
Not at all. You know, like Jones needs to start letting his punches go. He's
I just
kind of
don't think you
falling
can
into.
find him.
Yeah, he is, but he's also throwing one strike at a time, which
Volume.
So I feel maybe go to the body, punch to the chest, perhaps.
Nice punch
Jab.
there by Szalay.
Jab to the chest, perhaps, to try and set up something upstairs. It's not long now, 1 minute to go, and look at that beautiful little angle out to his right. Szalay with the footwork tonight. Sits down on the 50-50, Szalay. Feels like he's got the speed, feels like he's got the timing of Dan Jones now.
Final minute of our final round. Oh, nice punch there by Jones, but Szalay took it well.
Yeah, right hand over the top for Jones. That was the punch he was looking for. Didn't have a massive effect as Szalay kind of rolled with it.
And a bit of a different performance tonight as, again, Szalay finished Joe Davis early in round one at Eternal 78 in September.
Yeah, and Joe Davis, no joke either.
Yeah, exactly.
So, two different games, like two different game plans, very smart fighting tonight. Good display of MMA from Szalay. As the final clappers go, Brett, to close this one out.
Both had a good exchange. See, he gets the final punch in. No one does, as again they embrace, and it was a very technical battle on the feet bones. So majority of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this fight 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner.